All right, all right, all right. North Metro, thank you so much for joining me in this amazing management team as we just kind of get with you to discuss our building reopening plan on July 12th. And so, for those of you who don't know all these wonderful people, we'll start off with John Maggard. He's our executive pastor. We got Bud Darr, who is our adult ministries pastor, and Rebecca Ross, our next gen pastor, and Matt Solik, our creative arts pastor. So thanks so much, guys, for helping with me with all this. Hey, before we go any further, though, let me just say, in light of where we are as a city and a state and a country with what's going on in the world today, if you didn't see the video that we put out yesterday, just want to say that we stand with all of our brothers and sisters of color and also with our city leaders who are striving towards justice and peace and healing. And so we're just going to continue to lean into Jesus and ask him to move within us and through us. And just may I remind all of us, let's keep praying hard, praying our guts out as we not fight with one another, but we fight for one another. And so we'll continue to pray and ask God's guidance in all of that. All right, so today the discussion is primarily just about the opening on July 12th. And so we're excited about this. So what we want to do is just simply paint a picture of what that's going to look like. Now, listen, we want to be clear that just because we're opening the building back up, it does not mean that what's been going online is going to disappear. No, 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 no. It's not just going to keep going. It's going to get better. And so, John, talk to us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, one of the bright spots during COVID has been just to see the engagement online. We've actually added NMC family members from other states, even other countries. So online's here to stay. It's a resource that can reach a ton of people as well as serve our existing body. So we're excited to not only keep our online presence, but grow it. Let me tell you how. Up until this point, we've been kind of broadcasting our services online. So there's kind of a simulcast of the service. As we moved into COVID, we started trying to figure out other ways to add some of our other elements that we have here as a church online. And we've been kind of getting there and getting better as the weeks have gone on. And so what we're going to do July 12th is as we open our physical campus back up, we're actually going to launch our digital online campus. And we're actually going to call that NMC Plus. So that's the name you'll hear thrown out going forward, as we'll start referring to NMC Plus as our online campus. In addition to that, from a staffing perspective, we've moved our young adults pastor, Justin Wolk. We've moved him to our online campus pastor. And so he'll be making that move as we speak. And so with that, you might be like me when we first started this and saying, well, gosh, how is an online campus different than what we already have? And what it is just it's taking the next step to really say that everything that we offer in the physical campus has a digital component. And so with that, think of things like groups, Bible studies, kids and students programming. Some of our events will have an online simulcast component. There'll be content in addition to, the worship services and things that we're already doing. So all that'll be there for you under NMC Plus. So we expect this to be a growing environment. For right now, it'll serve our vulnerable population who can't quite join us back on campus yet, as well as, NMC family members who are traveling or can't get to the building for whatever reason. Furthermore, it also does, as we said before, increases our reach to other cities, towns, countries, whatever. And so we can see all kinds of people come to be part of the NMC family and just come to find and follow Jesus through this mechanism. And so the answer is yes. If your Aunt Edna, who lives in Phoenix, wants to be part of the NMC family, now she has a way through NMC Plus.
I love it. I love it. And I love NMC Plus. Like, we've got Disney Plus, we've got Apple TV Plus. Now you got NMC Plus. Okay. We're ahead of the trends, people. I love it. I absolutely love it. So listen, that's all good and wonderful. Now listen, Bud, help me.
Did I mention it's free?
And it's free, which is huge. That's it. Listen, nobody's giving you anything for free. You know what I'm saying? All right, Bud, listen, help me with this next part, because many people may not be aware that we actually have been opening up our building to small groups. So talk to us about how that's been going.
Yeah, we have. I mean, Rob, one thing that we know that we've learned over these past few months is the body can experience connection in these digital groups, but what they can't experience is community. And so what we did is we opened the church back up for some of these groups to meet here in person. And when they did, they found out that they absolutely loved it. Seeing their group members face to face again was wonderful. They're getting to meet face-to-face in a safe environment. Our check-in process in meeting spaces follow all CDC and social distancing guidelines, helping them feel safe and confident about meeting here at the church again. But Rob, we know that we can't have all of our groups come back, so we're excited to continue these digital groups. And this month we have Group Connect, Welcome Home, Women's Summer Study, and Discipleship Track. All of them will be meeting online.
So good, so good, man. We know that most people want to say, like when you say community, it's like I need to see face, right? I need to see some people. I need to hug some people,
Yes,
but not everyone can do that. Yeah, right. And so, but so therefore, and to be fair, some new people, right? They're like, hey, I'm not sure if I want to meet new people. So I love what we're doing here. And so North Metro just more kind of paint on that canvas that the online experience is only going to continue to get better. And so excited about that. Now, listen, another thing that these groups have helped us do, it's helped us to really see what do we need when we approach July 12th. And so what kind of new procedures, where do we need staff serving? And in the future, where will we need more table setters serving? And so just kind of what supplies might we need? And so just really been a really helpful thing in helping us figure all that out. All right, so now Matt, we are only 5 weeks away, about 5 weeks away from July 12th. And so help us understand what that's going to look a little bit like.
Yeah. So these next few days and these weeks before we decide to open up the doors to everyone on July 12th and say, welcome back. Honestly, it really isn't going to look that much different than the way it looks right now. We're going to continue to worship online every Sunday morning at 9:30 and 11:30. With the exception of this is what we're going to ask is we want to encourage you to consider 2 or 3 families gathering together in your home. So maybe it's the neighbor across the street that you built a relationship with these last few weeks. Invite them to come over to your home and attend church with you that day. Or maybe it's inviting a couple of other families, maybe in your community group. Maybe you guys come together, stream the service live in one of your homes. And if you choose to do that, that's awesome. We're going to ask that you follow recommended CDC guidelines that are put in place for you. And getting a few people together is totally and completely optional. So that's totally up to you. But I'm going to say this, the series that we're about to walk into is this weekend is At the Movies, where we're taking a look at some biblical principles through various movies. And this is going to be a great series to get a few people together, watch the service. We're going to start this weekend with Mr. Rogers' movie, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And we just couldn't tee it up for you any better.
Yep, I'm so excited. As you would imagine, At the Movies is one of my favorite series, and God has given us a lot of movies for us to utilize, to leverage, to use as illustrations for the Word of God that we're going to expound upon. He gave us those some time ago, and amidst all this craziness going on, we were like, oh, but I'm seeing now how God has said, I already had this. I'm sovereign. I'm always previous, and so really, really excited about what God's word is going to illumine during these days. So I'm really pumped about it. Okay, so as we get into some of the details regarding July 12th, listen, I just want to kind of say again, we'll wave the flag. This is a fluid thing, right? The plans can change, you know that. And so I'm asking everyone to be flexiterate, as we say around here, be flexible and considerate. Extending grace to one another. Again, we're going to set plans, and who knows, but we're going to run towards those. Now, John, from a facility standpoint, talk to us a little bit about some of the procedures that we have in place and how we're going to get there.
Sure. So the first thing, just to reiterate, I mean, July 12th, we'll keep our same service time, Sunday mornings, 9:30, 11:30. And before I go any further, let me just say this. Let me just thank the NMC family for the survey data. That has been one of the most valuable things during this crisis that we could ever have gotten from you guys. So for you guys who gave your time to participate in that, we're just so grateful, because that survey has actually informed a lot of the decisions that we've been making. So so again, as Bud mentioned, we've got a procedure in place right now for the groups that are meeting on campus, and we're following those. However, let me just say this, CDC guidelines are changing all the time. It feels like they're changing every minute some days, but what we're doing is monitoring those. So right now it's impossible for me to really say what July 12th is actually going to look like. in terms of things like spacing and pre-screening and all those other things. But here's what I can assure you, your safety is our number one priority. So our plan will include your safety and CDC guidelines. And so that's what I can promise you. So what you can do is you can track on our website. As we get closer, we'll release more details. But just at this point, given the environment right now, to say exactly how we're going to run traffic flow and all those things is just impossible at this point. But just assuming that we're going to follow CDC guidelines, here's the things you probably need to know right now is that, and I love our facility. I love our campus. I love being back here on the offices has been great. And, with that, we're going to worship across 3 different environments on campus. So, we've got our auditorium, which is what you're used to. That's going to still be row seating. We'll maintain our 6-foot distancing and figure out capacity and all that kind of stuff from there. Our theater will be a mixture of kind of soft seating and row seating as it is currently set up. And again, we'll maintain, distance guidelines for that. And then we're also going to add our outdoor pavilion, our patio space that you guys are aware of. And that's going to be set up with a round table. So in essence, each family could have their own round table, or each group could have their own round table to kind of sit out and watch service. So those are going to be kind of our 3 environments with kind of 3 different seating styles. So the important thing you need to know is this. Since we have capacity issues, different seating setups, and these different environments, we need to know where you're going to be and where we can reserve a spot for you. So we're going to ask you to use a reservation system. That'll be through our website. You'll see that. We're anticipating doing this going forward for a little while. So what will happen is these reservations will kind of open, if you will, on Mondays before the Sunday. So for July 12th, that reservation system will open on July 6th. So tune in, track with us as we get more details on our websites. We're going to find all this information. But again, we're just excited about opening up. So.
Good stuff, exciting stuff. Well, listen, there's a lot more of those logistics I know that John and his team have been working on. But in light of time, want to honor your time. We won't get into all of that right now, but here's what you can do. Our communications staff is going to be on it all the time. So you can check updates on our website through social media, and also the Tuesday email that goes out to the church. Now, listen, I do want to kind of emphasize one group in our church, whom, of course, we love all groups, but listen, some of you are in the vulnerable population. Some of you, I believe the term is medically fragile. I'm not sure if I like that. But here's the reality. We've been praying our guts out and want you to stay safe and protected. And so if you're in the vulnerable population, man, stay at home. That's why we're amping up this online. And just want to ask for your protection. Maybe that's what you need to do. Again, you're adults. You make the choice that you want to make, but just know that we really our hearts are burdened for you, and so you've got the online experience to connect through and with. All right, Matt Solik, I want to come back to you for a second. Paint a picture about really what to expect for the service itself when we open up.
Yeah, so this is that moment we've all been waiting for, to come back together, to worship together. This is a moment I'm so excited about. I can't wait to be able to do this. John mentioned that things are going to be looking just a little bit different, but they're also going to be feeling just a little bit different when you come on campus. So we're going to do our best. Like we continue to say, put social distancing measures into place, safety guidelines that are being recommended to us. We'll have all those things. But one of the things that we want to do is we're going to have a slightly abbreviated length of our service. So normally on Sundays, our services go about 70 to 75 minutes. We're going to keep our services right now for a while, right at an hour. And what that's going to do is just help us to be able to spread ourselves out just a little bit more, and also do some proper cleaning in between the services. Like John said, there's going to be some changes in our seating areas all over the campus where we'll be simulcasting the message. But at this point, what we're going to do is have slightly different content for the in-person experience at church and the online program at home. So teaching and worship will be the same in both of those environments, but we're going to launch our online campus, NMC Plus, to begin meeting the needs of those people choosing to stay at home or unable to attend our services a little bit differently. But we're still going to all be together, still walking in unison all together.
So good, so good. All right, people are probably feeling sorry for Rebecca because she hasn't had a chance to speak yet. So Rebecca, you represent an incredibly important demographic in our church with Next Gen. Everything Rebecca overs everything from infants all the way to high school seniors. And so, Rebecca, tell us a little bit about what you and your team have been working on.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. First of all, thank you for saving the best for last. I appreciate
You bet.
that.
Of course, of course.
And families, we have really loved seeing your social media posts, and we get a glimpse into your discipleship and everyday life with your kids and students. So thanks for doing that. For our town square families, as John mentioned, the theater will be family-friendly seating, and so we invite you there. For online access, we will still be having all of our curriculum and videos on our YouTube channel for ages 2 all the way up through 4th grade. Our middle schoolers in shift. If you have younger siblings, feel free to sit in the theater with them. Otherwise, we'll see you in the auditorium. And we will still be having our small group meetings on Zoom at 9:30 service. And our online content will still be accessible. And then for our high schoolers, NMC students, we invite you to come to the auditorium with your friends or family to enjoy service. We will be having our 11:30 Zoom call to access, to get to see your small group and your small group leaders. And then of course, we'll continue to put our information and our content for high school on our social media platforms.
Yeah, so just to clarify, so at least starting on July 12th, no programming for the students there on the campus.
On the campus, they'll be accessing programming with their families.
That'd be great. That'd be great. All right, listen, Rebecca, I want to go off of Sunday morning a bit because I know I've gotten some emails, I've gotten some texts, I've gotten some calls, and you probably have too, people asking about, what about Camp in the City? We love it. So give us some information about that.
Yeah, the great thing here is that our Camp in the City South Regional Director has been communicating with us for months. And so actually, Pine Cove has really been following the guidelines with healthcare professionals and CDC and the cities and the states and the federal. And with that helped us navigate the decision to take camp and move it from June 1st through 5th to the end of July 27th through the 31st. Camp might look a little bit different as we will see, a reduction in some of the large group activities, and we'll have some safety guidelines and protocols in place. But as of right now, the plan is to still have camp the 27th through the 31st of July.
That's awesome. You just made a lot of parents' day or week or month or year, because that's such a big event. And kids, I mean, the kids love it, right? But the parents are like, oh, I love this for my kids. Awesome. Well, listen, North Metro, we love you and we're grateful for you. And listen, we're doing this for you, right? We get to do this. I mean, we're in the people business. We're in the God glorifying business. And so it is our joy and our honor on behalf of all of us here and our entire team here, staff, that we do this because we love you and we get to. And so we are working tirelessly to get this right for you. And so as we do this, just give us grace. And I know you do all the time. As a matter of fact, I just want to take a moment to thank you, because so many of you expressed how you're praying for us, and you didn't know that moves us, like deeply moves us. And it also inspires us to keep going and to give it our best. And so you're worth it. The gospel is worth it. The kingdom of God is worth it. And so thanks so much. So listen, stay connected for any further updates at northmetro.org or on our social media channels. And so listen, we can't wait to see you. We love you, and we'll see you on July 12th. Thanks so much.
Huh?